They came without warning, 30 warships cutting through the thin blue atmosphere of Tantalus IV, a human colony world known for its oceans and quiet cities. The skies cracked with plasma fire as the invaders descended, their weapons glimmering like falling stars. The Kasha Dominion, proud, ancient, and arrogant, had decided humanity's expansion had gone too far. "Sterilize the surface," commanded Archlord Kartek from the bridge of his flagship. "Let them see what happens when soft worlds defy the Dominion." The order was carried out with ritualistic precision. Orbital bombardment turned the colony's seas to vapor. Cities, Novara, Hevelis, and the great port of Keltrin Bay, vanished beneath waves of molten glass. Millions perished in minutes. As the bombardment continued, the Kasha commanders laughed. To them, this was justice. The humans had ignored their demands to withdraw from Kasha ancestral space, a region humanity had charted centuries before the Dominion even mastered FTL. When the fires dimmed, Kartek opened a channel, broadcasting across the colony's emergency frequencies. His voice, guttural and resonant, carried through the static. "Humans of Earth, your colony is dust. You are not warriors, you are caretakers of dirt. Remember this lesson. The Dominion does not negotiate with lesser species." He ended the transmission with a single word, dripping with arrogance. "Submit." The surviving emergency beacons on Tantalus IV continued to pulse for hours, before one final shot from orbit silenced them forever. 2. The laughter of the Dominion. 3 weeks later, in the cold sprawl of the Dominion's core systems, the victory was still being celebrated. The Kasha High Council gathered in the throne chambers of Ulgar Prime, surrounded by tapestries woven from the histories of their conquests. For 10,000 years, they had enslaved or eradicated every rival in their path. To them, humanity was a curiosity, a recently uplifted species of traders and diplomats who spoke often of peace, law, and cooperation. "They are weak," hissed warlord Technos, raising a chalice of molten crystal. "Their fleets are scattered. Their homeworld unfortified. They send words instead of weapons." Archlord Kartek chuckled, his mandibles twitching. "They build embassies, not armies. The humans think civilization protects them. Let them hide behind their treaties. We will burn those too." Around them, laughter echoed like thunder. In the Dominion's military archives, the analysts confirmed what their lords believed. Humanity's navy was fractured across hundreds of colonies, mostly exploratory in nature. Earth itself, according to intercepted data, had no standing fleet capable of matching a single Dominion battlegroup. "They will send protests," one analyst predicted. "Maybe a council delegation, nothing more." "Then we will destroy that too," replied Kartek, his voice heavy with satisfaction. Across the stars, their words spread. The other alien, empires, the cautious Virali Syndicate, the silent Mirren collectives, watched the Dominion's triumph and said nothing. None dared to defend the humans. None wished to share their fate. The galaxy believed humanity would mourn, rebuild, and bow. They were wrong. The silence before the storm. In the shadowed halls of Earth's Defense Command, silence reigned. Not the silence of indecision, but of calculation. The transmission from Tantalus IV had been replayed across every screen in the Solar Federation. Billions watched their kin die under alien fire. Children saw cities burned. Families heard the Dominion's mockery, and in that moment, something ancient stirred within humanity. Something older than peace, older than reason. Admiral Rhea Donovan, commander of the Terran Defense Armada, stood before the unified council. Her voice was calm, clipped, and cold. "They've made their declaration," she said. "Now they will learn the meaning of consequence." The council's speaker hesitated. "The Dominion fields thousands of ships. We have enough," Donovan interrupted. "We've always had enough." Behind her, the holographic map of the Milky Way shifted. Dozens of fleet markers pulsed, each one representing a Terran strike force that had been silent for decades, hidden, forgotten. Humanity had never truly disarmed. They had evolved. Old wars had taught them not to flaunt power, but to conceal it. Underneath the facade of peace treaties and exploration charters, entire armadas lay dormant in deep space vaults, sleeper fleets, automated warforges orbiting dead stars. When the order came, Operation Iron Dawn, those machines awoke. Comms across the void began to whisper in codes not spoken for centuries. AI-controlled dreadnoughts reactivated from cryogenic stasis. Mars shipyards ignited with light. Neptune's orbital rings shimmered with the reawakening of the Helios defense network. And then the signal spread farther. Past Sul, past the colonies, past even the frontier. Human military enclaves long considered lost began to answer. The Black Watch of Titan, the Ghost Legion of Proxima, the 7th Expeditionary Fleet, silent for 80 years, reappeared, their transponders flaring like resurrected suns. From the ruins of Tantalus IV, a single recovered beacon pulsed faintly in the dark. It was taken aboard the lead ship of the retaliatory fleet, HSS Vengeance. Donovan gave a single order. No quarter, no mercy, no warnings. For Tantalus, the silence that followed was absolute. Then filled with the steady thunder of engines awakening. IV, when the heavens split. The Dominion first noticed something was wrong when their outer patrols began to vanish. At first they blamed navigation errors, then pirates, then internal sabotage. But the truth came too fast to deny. Whole task forces disappeared without a trace. Communication relays went dead. Long-range sensors caught fleeting glimpses of impossible readings, ships of unfamiliar configuration, moving faster than light should allow. The first confirmed sighting came from the edge of the Urna system. A Dominion battleship, Claroth, reported contact with an unidentified fleet. The recording survived only seconds before static consumed it. Those seconds were enough. They're human. Dear gods, they're everywhere. Then silence. Within a week, the frontier systems fell quiet. Every outpost, every colony, every ship, gone. When the Dominion dispatched reinforcements, what they found were wreckages. Entire armadas pulverized. Orbital stations turned inside out. Space, itself scarred by kinetic bombardment so intense, it left glowing trails visible from light years away. And then, the humans spoke. A single transmission cut through every Dominion frequency. It was Admiral Donovan. Her voice was low, unwavering. This is the Solar Federation. You attacked a civilian world. You called it war. We call it extermination of the guilty. Your fleets will burn. Your worlds will fall. You wanted war. Now meet its truth. The transmission ended, but the humans didn't. They came in silence. Thousands of ships, black and angular, their hulls etched with the names of fallen worlds, Tantalus IV, Astra Vega, New Eden. The Dominion's suns dimmed beneath their shadows. Wherever the human fleets passed, space itself seemed to bend. Graviton weapons tore apart moons. Railgun slugs the size of buildings cut through capital ships like paper. Orbital bombardments created new canyons across entire continents. The Dominion retaliated with fury. But their fleets shattered like glass against the unrelenting advance. The humans fought without emotion, without pause. Each strike was deliberate, surgical, absolute. For every human life lost on Tantalus, 1,000 Kasha perished. The fire that devoured the stars. The war became one-sided. In less than a month, the Dominion lost 200 worlds. In 3, their supply lines collapsed. In 4, the core systems burned. Human dreadnoughts breached planetary shields once thought impenetrable. Dropships rained from orbit like meteor storms, delivering soldiers encased in exo-armor that moved like living tanks. The ground shook beneath their march. In the skies, fleets moved with the grace of predators. The human vessels didn't announce themselves. They didn't need to. Their arrival was heralded by silence, and then light, the kind that blinds, burns, and ends. The Kasha warlords begged their High Council for surrender terms. But no reply came. The Council's homeworld had already been glassed by orbital bombardment. Archlord Kartek, once so proud, now hid in the catacombs of Ulgar Prime. Around him, the walls trembled with the impact of bombardment. His advisors wept. They were supposed to be weak, one screamed. They spoke of peace. Kartek stared into the darkness. Then they learned it from war. The bombardment stopped. For a moment, Hope flickered. Then, through the dust, a massive shadow descended, a human landing craft, black and vast. From it emerged soldiers, their visors glowing like dying stars. Kartek stepped forward, trembling. "Do you have no mercy?" One of the soldiers spoke through his helmet's speakers, voice metallic and cold. Mercy died on Tantalus, and then, with surgical precision, the humans ended the Dominion. Fee. The quiet that follows. Vengeance. The war lasted 112 days. When it ended, the Dominion no longer existed. Its fleets were vapor. Its cities reduced to ash. Its name struck from every galactic registry. The other civilizations, those who had watched and waited, sent no ambassadors, no inquiries, no protests. They simply listened. Across the void, human transmissions carried a single message to all known species. We are not conquerors. We are not tyrants. But if you raise your hand against humanity, you will not lower it again. And then, nothing. The human fleets withdrew, disappearing into the same silence from which they had come. Earth returned to its quiet orbit, its people rebuilding, its soldiers vanishing back in.